Peter Sutcliffe, the name that would become synonymous with terror. Born in 1946, his early life was seemingly unremarkable. Yet, beneath the surface, darkness brewed. He was described as a loner, withdrawn, harboring a quiet rage. Some whispers suggest his criminal tendencies emerged before the Ripper. Unsolved assaults, women targeted, left forever scarred. Was this the testing ground for a burgeoning monster? The shadows of these early acts would lengthen with time. They would come to define a life, a community, a nation, forever marked by the specter of the Yorkshire Ripper. 1975. The whispers turned to screams. The Yorkshire Ripper's reign of terror began, casting a long shadow over northern England. Women, often alone walking the darkened streets, became his prey. Brutal, frenzied attacks. A hammer, a knife, instruments of unimaginable cruelty. 13 lives extinguished, 7 more forever marked by the encounter. Each victim more than just a name on a list. Mothers, daughters, friends, their futures stolen. Families shattered, left to grapple with the senselessness of it all. The Ripper's brutality knew no bounds, and Yorkshire descended into a vortex of fear. Panic gripped the nation. The police investigation, massive, sprawling, seemed to chase shadows. The Ripper, a phantom, slipping through their grasp. Dead ends, false leads, the investigation seemed to stall at every turn. Years passed, the body count rose, the pressure mounted. Mistakes were made, the focus on prostitutes, a fatal error. Sutcliffe, emboldened, continued his spree, his confidence growing with each narrow escape. The investigation became a race against time, a desperate scramble to stop a killer before he could claim his next victim. What drove a man to such depravity? The question haunted investigators and the public alike. Experts dissected every detail, his childhood, his relationships, searching for the catalyst. Some pointed to mental illness, a fractured psyche. Sutcliffe himself claimed divine instruction, a chilling echo of madness, voices in the darkness guiding his hand. Others saw a cold, calculating predator, a man driven by a lust for power and control. His motivations, a chilling puzzle, each piece offering a glimpse into the abyss of his mind. Yet, even with his capture, the true depths of his depravity remained elusive, shrouded in darkness. The Yorkshire Ripper's reign of terror did more than just claim lives. It ripped apart the fabric of society. Fear pervaded everyday life. Women, once feeling safe, now looked over their shoulders. The streets, once vibrant, now emptied after dark. The Ripper's shadow loomed large, a constant reminder of the vulnerability that lurked beneath the surface of daily life. Distrust festered. Whispers and accusations flew. The media, hungry for any scrap of information, fueled the frenzy. Headlines screamed, speculation ran rampant. Society, already grappling with social and economic upheaval, seemed to teeter on the brink. Section 6. Justice at last, the walls close in, 1981. A routine check, a faulty license plate. It was a cold January night and the streets were eerily quiet. The police, on their usual patrol, had no idea that this seemingly mundane stop would lead to a monumental breakthrough. Fate, it seemed, had finally intervened. The officers, following protocol, began their inspection. Little did they know, they were about to unmask one of the most notorious criminals in British history. Peter Sutcliffe, the elusive monster, was apprehended. The man who had evaded capture for years, leaving a trail of terror and heartbreak, was finally in custody. The weight of his crimes was about to come crashing down. The news, electrifying, swept across the nation. Relief mingled with disbelief. How could such a man have walked among them for so long? The public's reaction was a mix of shock and a desperate need for answers. Could this truly be the end of the nightmare? The fear that had gripped the community for years was hard to shake off. People gathered in groups, discussing the arrest, trying to make sense of it all. The trial, a media spectacle. Cameras flashed, journalists scrambled for the latest updates, and the courthouse became the epicenter of a nation's attention. Every detail of the proceedings was scrutinized. every revelation a headline. The world watched, transfixed, as the details of his crimes unfolded in horrifying detail. Guilty. The verdict was unanimous. The courtroom erupted in a mix of relief and sorrow, the finality of the judgment sinking in. Justice at last for the 13 souls lost. Their memories honored, their families given a semblance of closure. The community came together, united in their grief and their relief. For the families forever broken, the pain of their loss, a wound that would never fully heal. They found solace in the fact that the man responsible would never harm another soul. Yet even with Sutcliffe behind bars, a sense of unease lingered. The shadow of his actions cast long and dark, a reminder of the fragility of safety and the ever-present potential for evil. The scars of his crimes ran deep, a chilling reminder of the capacity for darkness that resides within us all. The city, though healing, would never forget the terror that once walked its streets. Section 7. Scars that remain, the Ripper's lingering legacy. The trial may have ended, but the story didn't. Questions lingered, mistakes acknowledged. The community was left grappling with the aftermath, trying to make sense of the horror that had unfolded. Families of the victims sought closure, but the scars ran deep. The public demanded answers, accountability, and justice. The police, once lauded for their capture, now faced scrutiny. Their methods were questioned, their decisions dissected. How had the Ripper evaded them for so long? What missteps had been made? The press conferences became battlegrounds for truth and transparency. Had they overlooked crucial clues? The investigation was re-examined with a fine-tooth comb. Every piece of evidence, every witness statement was scrutinized anew. The detectives, once hailed as heroes, now faced the harsh glare of public and media scrutiny. Had their tunnel vision cost lives? The focus on certain suspects, the dismissal of others, all came under fire. The community's trust in law enforcement was shaken, and the calls for reform grew louder. The victims, forever etched in memory. Their lives, their stories became a rallying cry for change. Each name, each face, a poignant reminder of the lives cut short. The vigils, the memorials, all served as a testament to their enduring legacy. Their names, a solemn litany, a roll call of loss and grief. The community came together to honor them, to ensure they were never forgotten. The plaques, the flowers, the names on the wall, all stood as a testament to their memory. The public grappled with the case's implications. The discussions were intense, the emotions raw. How could such a tragedy have been allowed to happen? What needed to change to prevent it from happening again? The town hall meetings, the public rallies, all became forums for collective grief and determination. The societal inequalities it exposed, the vulnerability of women. The case shone a harsh light.
And now you've got yourself something funky.
Surface of society, the quiet streets, the dark alleyways, all took on a new, ominous significance. The case served as a chilling reminder of the hidden dangers that could lurk in the most unsuspecting places. A catalyst for change, for a deeper examination of the systems and prejudices that allowed such horrors to occur. The debates, the protests, all aimed at ensuring that the lessons learned from the Ripper's reign of terror would lead to a safer, more just society. Section 8. Policing Reformed Lessons Learned in Blood. The investigation, flawed as it was, forced a reckoning. The errors and oversights became glaringly apparent, demanding immediate action and reform. Policing techniques, under intense scrutiny, underwent a radical transformation. New technologies emerged, offering innovative solutions to age-old problems. Training programs were overhauled to include these advancements. DNA profiling, a game changer, held the promise of greater accuracy, of preventing future tragedies. This scientific breakthrough allowed for more precise identification of suspects, reducing the margin for error. The focus shifted from brute force to intelligence gathering. Strategies were developed to prioritize information and evidence over physical confrontation. Profiling, data analysis, the tools of a new era in crime fighting. Communication, once siloed, improved. Data sharing between departments became the norm, enhancing the efficiency of investigations. Collaboration between forces became paramount. Joint operations and shared resources led to more cohesive and effective law enforcement efforts. The lessons learned from the Ripper case rippled outward. Communities demanded transparency and accountability, leading to public forums and increased dialogue between police and citizens, not just in the UK, but across the globe. International conferences and training sessions facilitated the exchange of knowledge and best practices. Law enforcement agencies, forever changed, embraced a new era of investigation, one shaped by the horrors of the past. The commitment to continuous improvement and adaptation became the new standard. Section 9. A Legacy of Fear, a Time for Change. The Yorkshire Ripper case, a chilling reminder of the vulnerability that exists within society. It ignited a conversation about women's safety, about the societal structures that allow violence to thrive. Support services for victims of violence expanded, shelters, counseling, a safety net for those who had suffered in silence for too long. The conversation, once muted, grew louder. The legacy of the Yorkshire Ripper, a complex tapestry of pain, fear, and ultimately, resilience. A society forever marked, yet forever changed. A stark reminder that the pursuit of justice is ongoing, and the fight for a safer world continues.